Hello, welcome to my channel. My name's Nigel Ivy. I'm an elopement videographer based in Ireland, and this channel is for couples who are on the journey of planning their elopement. They're trying to figure out what they want to do, where they want to go, who they want as part of their elopement team, and trying to figure out what do you do, how do you do this thing. And I want it to be a resource base for couples. I want it to add value to you on that journey. So if you like what you see here, then please have a look at some of my other videos, and I would love to hear from you. Just reach out to me, send me a DM, just ask me questions, anything like that. Even if you don't book me to help with your elopement, I'd love to serve you and to help you have the best experience. I think that elopements are the best thing that's happened in the last few years in recent times, and I absolutely love that couples choose this way of celebrating their love and committing their lives to each other. So in this video we're going to be looking at, can I get married legally in Ireland? And the short answer is yes, you can, but would I recommend it? Probably not. There's a lot of red tape. Ireland is not as flexible as some of the places, like I know of places in the US like Colorado, for example, where you don't even need witnesses. You can self-witness. You can be sort of the witnesses and sign your marriage certificate, just the couple. So you don't even have to have other people there. You can self-officiate your wedding there. Whereas here in Ireland, there's a little bit more red tape. There's a little bit more legality around it. And there's certain places that you just can't have a legal ceremony. And so generally speaking, what I advise to couples in terms of the legal part of their elopement is sign the papers wherever you live. That's the easiest process and the most stress-free. When I work with couples to help them to plan their dream ceremony and to plan their elopement, often I will suggest that they go down the route of having a symbolic ceremony rather than a legal ceremony, because the reality is that often the legal side of it can just be done at a city hall or at a registry office or something like that. And for most couples, the important thing is what the ceremony means and what their elopement means to each other and to them, the commitment that they're making to the person that they love. So I always say, if you aren't desperate to have the legal signing of the documents as part of your elopement, then leave that to wherever you live, the registry office, the town hall, whatever that looks like, and plan your ceremony exactly how you'd want it with a symbolic ceremony. You can have an officiant there, you can have readings, you can have custom vows, you can have different parts of tradition, like you could have a hand fasting ceremony. All of those sort of things make an elopement ceremony awesome, but they also aren't sort of legally binding, but they're more symbolic, and they kind of, I guess, more aligned to the heart of elopements, which is that sort of stress-free, being able to do what you want, how you want it, that sort of approach to getting married. And so I always say to couples, if you can, get married legally wherever you live. That's the easiest and most stress-free. You don't have to be dealing with international paperwork and all of the ins and outs of all of that. And yes, it is possible to get legally married in Ireland, and if that's what you really want, then by all means go ahead with it. But if you aren't that bothered about it, then I just wouldn't go through all of that effort for something that isn't important to you. So I would get married wherever you are. Just go in, sign on the dotted line, get your marriage certificate wherever you live. It's pretty easy and straightforward, and usually fairly cheap, relatively cheap. And then when you get to planning your elopement, you plan your ceremony exactly how you want it. So when it comes to planning your elopement here in Ireland, I have a few celebrants here that I recommend who specialize in elopements and adventure weddings, who aren't afraid to get a bit wet, to be in the middle of a field or be on the edge of a cliff or anything like that, and have an awesome ceremony there. And actually just this week I shot one of the first elopements that I've shot since all of the COVID lockdown and everything, and it was amazing. We had a little bit of rainy weather, but we had such a good time. It was with one of the great celebrants that I work with over here, and it was just epic. They had a symbolic ceremony. They were signing the paperwork back at their home, and bear in mind that they were actually from the UK, so from a paperwork point of view it wouldn't actually be that complicated because they are UK citizens, but they chose to have a purely symbolic ceremony exactly how they want, with all of the different bits and pieces, and a hand fasting ceremony, their own vows, all of those sort of things, and it was awesome. And so the short answer is yes, you can legally get married in Ireland, but would I recommend it? Unless it's really important to you to legally get married during your ceremony, then I would just keep it as a symbolic ceremony. Just make your vows to each other, promises to each other, and just have the best time. Do it exactly like you want to. And as I mentioned before, I help couples on the journey of planning their elopement. I absolutely love when couples have their dream elopement, and I love being part of it. So if that's something that you're interested in, if you want to talk to me about it, then send me a DM, reach out to me. I'd love to hear from you, even if it's just to ask me some questions, some advice on Ireland, where to go, what to look for, help with vendors, those sort of things. I'd love to help you out. But otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.